Hello and welcome. My name is Connor Lynch with Westwood Media Center. We are continuing our series of interviewing department heads, directors, board chairs, and other important people in the town of Westwood in order to figure out the impacts that COVID-19 have had on our town. With me today is the interim director of the Recreation Department, Rich Adams. Rich, thank you for coming on to talk to us today. We really appreciate it.
No, thanks for having me, Connor. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. So the first thing I wanted to ask is something that I think a lot of people in the town have noticed. The various facilities around town have been closed off, and I'm wondering if we can talk a little bit about what exactly is closed to the public and what precautions that the rec center is taking during this outbreak.
Sure. So as part of the town's response to COVID-19 and to ensure public safety, we have closed the pool. We've also closed all the fields and the tracks, as well as the playgrounds and the courts on both town and school property. Signs have been placed at these venues to ensure that the word is getting to the public. We've posted notifications on the town website, as well as the Recreation Department's website, as well as pushing this information out via social media. Just this week, yellow caution tape was put around all of the structures, as well as gates were closed. We even went so far as to zip tie close the nets on the basketball courts. And we certainly do recognize that by closing these venues, it does make it more difficult for residents to get the exercise they'd like to get. But in order to ensure that everyone is following the social distancing guidelines, the town, in consultation with the Board of Health, do feel that this is the right decision to make. Now, if I could just use an example to illustrate why it's so important to follow and comply with these closures. Let's say that a family goes to a playground, sees that no one is there, feels like they're following the social distancing guidelines, but God forbid one of them has COVID-19. And as they're playing on the structure, they could have absolutely no symptoms, have no idea that they have COVID-19, but they're transmitting the virus onto the surface of the structure. Then another family comes along later, goes on that same structure, picks up the virus and brings it home and possibly infects that entire family. So it's really important that everyone comply with these closures to ensure that as a community we can defeat COVID-19. So the other thing that we've done is that we've closed the office to the public. Now, if anyone needs to get a hold of us, you can certainly do that. You can email us. Our address is recreation@townhall.westwood.ma.us, or you can call us at 781-461-0070. The rec staff is working remotely and responding to all inquiries within 24 hours.
Rich, I know it's tough to kind of seal off those avenues to people, and as you said, it's all for the safety of the residents. So I know that they might seem like extreme measures, but as much as we can keep the town safe and secure, then I think that the tough measures are what's going to prove invaluable in this fight against coronavirus.
Absolutely.
I wanted to ask also, because you did touch upon your staff there at the rec center, and I'm sure that working from home and working remotely has kind of been a big shift for them. So I'm wondering how you and your staff have transitioned during this difficult time.
Yeah, well, we're doing great. Thanks for asking, Connor. I'll tell you, there's no question that these are difficult times for everyone, but we're using the time as best as we can to stay as productive as we can. There's a lot of planning going on in the rec department right now. We just had a Westwood Day planning meeting. We've been hiring, interviewing for summer staff. We're doing a lot of planning for both spring and summer programming. And, we've been using the Zoom app to have weekly staff meetings to stay connected to each other, because we've only had one individual in the office at any given time. So staying connected is very important. We're a tight-knit group, and using Zoom to have these meetings has been very helpful to see everybody. And in all truthfulness, I believe that we're even closer now than we were before. It's been a nice experience. So we're doing great. We definitely look forward to getting back to resuming our programming. But for now, we're making the best of the situation.
And I think with all the technology that we've been kind of forced to rely on lately, we're all going to come out of this as technology experts. And I think that even beyond once this crisis ends, being able to use Zoom and using remote working is going to be very invaluable to a lot of workflows. So if there's one thing that if one thing might come out of it, I hope it's that.
I would agree.
Yeah. So can you tell us a little bit about, you mentioned before about the different programs that are going on and kind of the prep for that. And I'm wondering if you can talk a little bit about the spring programs and the summer camps. I want to talk a little bit about the registration for those and also what kind of online offerings have been coming out of the rec center since this kind of whole thing is kicked off.
Sure thing. So let's start with spring. Many of the programs that we offer in the spring have been postponed till later when hopefully this is behind us. However, due to the school closures ordered by Governor Baker until May 5th, programs such as our April vacation camps have been canceled. Anyone that was registered to those programs has been notified and full refunds have been issued. As for summer, at this time, we still are planning on having our summer programming. Week 1 was canceled because the school year was extended till June 25th, which overlapped with our week 1. So it'll be starting with week 2, which is June 29th, and the rest of the summer will go as scheduled. Registrations have been ongoing since March 14th, which was our March into Summer event. Of course, we unfortunately had to cancel the open house, the free swim, the bouncy house, and the other fun games that we ordinarily offer on that weekend. But registrations did begin at that time and have been ongoing since and will continue through the end of the summer. So if a family would like to register for any of our programs for this summer, I would encourage you to go to our website at westwoodrec.com and you can register online through our normal channels. Now, I will say that some of the programs, the most popular ones, are full, but there still is plenty of good programming available if families would like to register. And then lastly, let me just move to online. We are using social media, both Instagram and Facebook, to post what we call and have dubbed boredom busters. These are fun, interesting, unusual ideas that families can use during the stay-at-home order issued by Governor Baker. Things like cooking classes, exercises that you can perform at home, bird watching. We even posted a tutorial on how to play Frisbee golf in your backyard.
Excellent. I hope that those boredom busters really help out. I know that, like we said before, with some of the facilities being closed, people are kind of being cooped up a little bit. So even something, as simple as the Frisbee golf is going to get people active and out in their backyards and moving around. So as much as we can do to kind of, encourage activity, I think is going to be very key and very crucial. And it's nice to see that the rec center is still kind of pushing that stuff out, even in these times.
Absolutely. We're really excited about it. We think you'll have a lot of fun. So go to our social media pages and check them out.
Well, that was kind of all the questions that I had, but I wanted to leave the floor open to you if you had any last parting words or any bit of information for our viewers.
Sure. So a few things that I'd like to add. And again, I would just like to reiterate the importance of following the guidelines issued by state and local health departments. It's very important to do so. Secondly, I would just like to say that we at the rec department hope that everybody is staying safe and healthy during these difficult times. And we certainly miss seeing all of our patrons on a daily basis and look forward to resuming the fun and exciting programs that we offer the town. Lastly, I would suggest that you go to our website from time to time to look for updates. And if you haven't done so already, I'd strongly suggest that you follow us on our social media pages, both Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. And you'll be able to get those updates real time. And you'll also be able to check out those boredom busters that I was just mentioning. We really believe you'll enjoy them.
Absolutely. And with the weekend coming up, I hope people can take advantage of what's on social media, and we'll be able to follow and subscribe and all that stuff in order to make sure that they don't miss a beat. So, Rich, absolutely. I really want to thank you for coming on the show today and just explaining some stuff. And I hope that the town realizes that the rec center is with them and can still offer them help in these trying times. So thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Connor. I truly appreciate it.